Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is officially fall. Yes, thank you to sweater weather. We have made it to official hoodie season. We have made it to sweatpants, boots, scarves, everything that just makes me happy. Not only is fall my favorite season because it is my birthday season, but also because fall is when you can really just show up and show out. You can wear your nice little jackets over the hoodies and the jeans and the boots. You can really dress, okay? You can really dress in the winter. It could be cozy, but you can make it fashion. You could wear your wigs. You could wear your makeup without having to worry about it melting or you melting. Everything just smells so good. Pumpkin and cinnamon and nutmeg. Oh my gosh. Oh. I just came back from my 3-day mini vacation with my boo, and we went to a few different places. Obviously, we're very safe, so no corona over here, but we just needed to get away. You know, we just needed to get away, see some folks, do some things, you know, just chill out a little bit. So that is what we did. And while I was down there, my video schedule got a little bit thrown off. Not only is it because we were down there to, you know, enjoy time with each other, enjoy time with family. You know, I didn't want to just have my camera out the whole time and be editing and all that stuff. But I also didn't have the best connection out there. I don't know why or what was going on with my phone, but I barely had any connection. I posted a few pictures, but that was it. And that was like, I got very lucky doing that. Because other than that, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't, my YouTube wouldn't upload the video that I was supposed to be, you know, I was trying to do like a makeshift little vlog video thing just to show up for you guys, you know, since it was Friday, you know, I had to post. But life had other plans, but it's okay. It's okay because we're back. I'm back and we're going to get back into business. So today's video is going to be showing you how to snatch your brows and how to apply those false lashes so you can stunt on everybody this fall, okay? Before we get into this video, you already know what I'm going to say. Go ahead down below, click that subscribe button if you have not already, and go ahead and click on the little bell icon so that you never miss any videos from me. I upload Tuesdays and Fridays, and Tuesdays and Fridays, and Tuesdays and Fridays. Let's get started. I did a little bit of eyebrow grooming. As you can see, if they're a little bit red under, that's because I did some plucking. So yeah, when you're beginning, I do highly recommend that you get your eyebrows waxed or tweezed or do it yourself if you do, before you start to fill in your brows. So there's a ton of different brow products out there on the market right now, but I would say the two basics are the pencil, just a regular old brow pencil, and then like a brow gel or brow pomade, which will come in a little container like this. And when you open it, mine is kind of old, so it's like all cracked up and stuff. So I need to get a new one. But just to give you an example of what it looks like, it's usually a little pot like this. And it has, you know, just whatever the color is, kind of like a gel liner before your brows. My favorite method of doing my brows is using a pencil. So like I said, there are so many different pencils out there. There's just the regular, the old school, you know, pencil with the sharpener. There's retractable pencils. There's triangle pencils. There's there's so many. But I personally like the old school, like just regular pencil that you just kind of, you know, have the little, some of them have the little brush attached to it at the end. And then you have this point right here. When working with pencil is you don't want it to look like this. So you don't want it to be dull. You want it to be as sharp as possible. So I recommend going and starting with either get you a brand spanking new pencil, or if you already have one, just make sure that it is sharpened. This is not the best sharpener. I need to get a new one because this one is very, very old. But I like to sharpen it to basically as sharp as possible. So to this right here. But if you go and get a brand new pencil, that thing is going to be sharp and pointy. So if you're just starting out, you know, if you don't mind spending $2-3, I recommend going and getting a brand new pencil for when you are first starting off. So to give you just a basic, I guess, brow anatomy, you have the arch of your brow. So this is the base of your brow, the start of your brow. And then you have the arch of your brow, and then you have the tail of your brow. A lot of the times, what I guess makes or breaks a good brow fill-in is getting that arch and getting that tail. Because if you kind of mess those up, everything else kind of just falls in the water. So what I like to do is I like to start at the front of my brow. So the base of my brow right here. And I just do a light line just going right there. See? From the front of your brow to kind of like the middle. We're not quite at the arch yet. So kind of like to right here, you want to do a thin line. And I'm sorry, I'm actually holding it incorrectly because I'm holding it on the side. But you actually want to try to use the tip because that's where it's going to be the most precise. Sorry, let me move this up a little bit. All right, so that's where it's going to be the most precise. Now, for this next step, it can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but once you get the hang of it, you will. So this is the reason why I say you want to make sure that your brows are tweezed or plucked, whatever. You want to make sure that they're groomed before you do this because it is easier for you to be able to follow the shape, the natural shape of your brow. So once you get here, this is when you want to go up. And just to exaggerate, I'm kind of just gonna go a little bit past so that you can kind of see, right? So you don't want to go across because you're gonna cut off that arch. You want to go here and you kind of want to go up. Obviously not that far, but I'm just doing this just to show you. You want to go here, up on an angle, right? And up on an angle. Now, here is the fun part. Where you left off with this diagonal line, now you want to go down into your tail. Now, if you're like me and you don't really have a lot of hairs on the end of your brow, you can go ahead and elongate that so it gets exaggerated just a little bit. Just to right there, okay? And if you're at this step and your hands are shaky for whatever reason and you feel like you messed up the line, don't worry because that's where concealer comes in. So now going to the top of the brow, you're going to basically be doing the same thing. You're going to take the pencil to the front and just do a light line going upwards. Okay, right to the middle. We're not filling in yet, we're just outlining. And then once you're here, this is your arch. So then you want to drop down. And then this is where the top will meet the bottom and create the tail end of your brow. Up, down. Right? See? Just like that. Now, this is for the fill-in. So the fill-in part, now I'm not the biggest fan of super dark, boxy looking brows. If that's your thing, then go for it. So from here, if you like to do the boxy looking brows, if you like to do the dark boxy brows, you would literally just color. Like, you see, but I like mine to look a little bit softer. So what I do is I will color the tail end in, because you want the tail end to be darker than the rest. So I'm coloring the tail end like that. Now I'm going to take the side of my pencil. I'm not going to use the tip. I'm going to use the side of my pencil, and I'm just going to lightly fill it in. Lightly, very lightly. Just like that. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to blend the color with the brow hairs using a spoolie brush. So here I'm taking an angled brow brush that also has the spoolie at the end. A lot of eyebrow pencils usually have a spoolie at the end of it, but if not, you can just go ahead and get a spoolie brush or one that's like a dual ended brush. And starting from the front of your brow, I like to go like this. So you want to drag that color out like that, going all the way down. I'm going to take it up like that. Okay, now sometimes the spoolie can create little things like this. It kind of looks like you have eraser spots, and that's simple. You just go in and fill that out. Again, using a very light hand and using the side of your pencil. And I like to just kind of continue the blending. All right, so now we're here. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but this is where we rely on concealer, okay? Because I'm not gonna lie, yours is probably gonna end up looking better than mine right now because my sharpener isn't the best. So this is pretty dull to be working with, because you really want, if you're gonna use a pencil like this, you want to make sure that it's really sharp. But if you're using like a retractable pencil or like a little slim triangle pencil, one of the ones that come out like that, then you should be good. But because I'm using this and it's pretty dull, it looks a little bit, you know, like dusty, whatever. But don't worry, because that's where we're going to clean it up. So now this is where you use concealer to clean up your brows. So when you're cleaning up your brows, you're just taking a concealer that is either your shade or maybe a shade lighter if you want like an underbrow highlight. For me personally, I like to use just maybe like a tad bit lighter than my actual shade. This is a concealer that I use. This is the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and it is in the shade Fawn. LA Girl is a great, you know, like if you're just starting off with makeup, concealer, all that, LA Girl is a very good makeup brand company. This is a drugstore brand. They sell online. You can get it at a beauty supply store. You can get it in CVS, stuff like that. So LA Girl's Pro Concealers always comes with this like brush tip like that. I like to just squeeze a little bit. I don't know if you can see. Squeeze just a little bit into the tip, and I paint it right under the arch of my brow. I don't go all the way yet. And you don't need a lot unless you're covering up like excess hairs or anything like that. You really don't need a lot of this concealer. This is really just to clean up any shapes, any smudges or anything like that. It just kind of makes the brow look sharper. For this part, you want to use an angled brow brush. So a brush that looks like this, that's on an angle, that's more stiff and dense, preferably. And this one is from e.l.f. You can get this at CVS. You can get this online. It is inexpensive, and it is my favorite, actually, angled brow brush. So now what I like to do is I just coat each end of it in the concealer, and then you start from the beginning, and it's basically you're doing the same thing that you did with the pencil, but now you're just using the concealer and you're using the side of the brush. So just like that. If it's easier for you to work in strokes, by all means, go ahead and do that. Right? Just like that. And now we're going to do the same thing on the top. Now for the top, you want to make sure you really do not have a lot of this concealer up there, because then it'll create this weird like halo look around your eyebrows. Unless you like that, I'm not really a fan of it. So I like to use as little concealer or as little product as possible. So I take it and I just go here like that, and then you want to bring it down. Okay, and that is what creates your arch. Okay, just like that. And now you want to blend in the concealer. You can use a little mini sponge, but in my opinion, I feel like it's better to use your fingers because the warmth from your fingers really helps to blend it in with your skin. So I just like to take it and just kind of press the concealer into my skin. All right, now here's the trick. Here's the trick. To make my brows look not so boxy and a little bit more blended in, the concealer that you have on your fingers, you're going to take it and you're going to press right at the tip of your brow. So the start of your brow, you're just going to go like that. And see? And then that creates a more like natural gradient look instead of it being super boxy. So whenever I blend in my concealer with my fingers, whatever excess is left, I just take it and I press right at the beginning. Yep, and that creates the natural, like more natural gradient looking effect for the brows. All right, so that is how I do my eyebrows. Now, with that being said, everybody has their own style, their own way of doing their eyebrows. I'm just here to show you how my method of doing brows and the tools that I personally use. So hopefully I was able to break that down enough for you to get it. And then once you get the basic steps, then you can go and do your own thing. You can create your own shapes. You can use different colors, different tools, what have you. Now we're going to be moving on to lashes. All right, so the world of false lashes, I know, can be very, very intimidating for someone who has never tried them before, or maybe you have one time and you just never try to do it again. Usually my first answer when anyone ever asks me, what tips would you give for someone who is starting or who is starting to put on lashes, or is curious about putting on lashes, or maybe it's your second time around and you just go for it. My advice is to always start with eyeliner. So here I have some eyeliner pens, and I would say the easiest way to start getting comfortable with wearing lashes is to always apply eyeliner first. The reason I say to start with eyeliner is because it gives you somewhere to put the lashes. Because I know that some people are confused. Like, do I put them on my lashes? Do I put them on my eyelid? Do I put them under my eyelid? So first things first, when you're applying false lashes, you don't want to put them on your lashes. That is a big no-no. You don't put them on your lashes because you will rip your lashes out. You also don't really want to put them under, like, I don't recommend putting them under your lashes. I know I've heard some people tell me that they put them under their lashes. I personally don't understand that, but whatever. But I don't recommend it, mainly because it's glue and there's a higher chance of the glue possibly getting into your eye if you do that. So yeah, we want to be safe. The sweet spot to put your lash, you know what, let's get up close and personal again. So I don't have any product on my face, and this is just because I want to show you guys where you want to apply your lashes. So as you can tell, my natural lashes are pretty short. The sweet spot to put on your lashes is literally right, hold on. I'm trying to point to it without it looking weird. So literally right here. See where I made that mark, that little mark? Right there is where you want to place your false lashes. One, when you put them right there, they blend very well with your natural lashes, giving them a more natural appearance. And it also is not directly on your lash or directly on your, you know, where your eyelashes grow out, your lash line. And that helps to prevent any possible tearing out of the lashes. Once again, if you do take them off correctly, which I will show you how to do, and I recommend that you always do so that you're not ripping out your own eyelashes. Back to my number one tip, which was applying eyeliner before you apply your lashes. Not only does it give you a guide as to where to place your lashes, it also covers up any mistake that you might make. You know, say it's not completely straight, but you know, the eyeliner is there to kind of camouflage all of that. So I like to personally do a winged liner whenever I do lashes, but if you're not there yet, no worries. You can literally just outline your eye with the eyeliner before you put on lashes. So I'm gonna take my eyeliner here. This is a liquid eyeliner. You can also use a pencil if you are more comfortable with that. And I usually like to start in the middle. So I'm not gonna do a wing. I'm just gonna start in the middle and outline my lid. Just like that. So like I said, you want it to be a decent amount of thickness, so that, like I said, you have a little bit more room to play around with. And if you do end up sticking it up a little bit higher than you want it to, at least the eyeliner is there to kind of cover everything up. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry down a little bit. All right, so now we have our liner on. You see, it's just a basic outline of the eye, nothing crazy. Like I said, if you want to use a pencil, you can go ahead and use a pencil, but I just find it, me personally, easier to use a liquid liner pen. Moving on to what tools do you need? Obviously, your lashes. So whatever style of lash you decide to put on, doesn't matter. Just lashes. You need your lash glue. I'm gonna say something real quick, okay? Because I know a lot of y'all out there be using hair glue, okay, for your lashes. Stop doing that, okay? Please stop doing that. It's getting out of hand, okay? I understand that it might last longer or whatever. I have never used hair glue on my eyes, and I never will, and I do not recommend it. You can find these right here from I Envy. These are very inexpensive. I Envy lash glue. These are my favorite lash glues, and I've tried so many different ones, but these two are the favorite. So this is the Super Strong Hold 3D eyelash adhesive, and this one is the Super Strong Hold eyelash adhesive. I don't know the exact difference, except for this is 3D and this is, I guess, not 3D. I don't know what makes it 3D. Either way, either of these work. The purple cap or the gold cap, either one works. They are actually very strong. They dry fast, and it is clear. Okay. I personally prefer the clear glue because, well, that's there. It's clear. It's colorless. It doesn't, if you mess up and maybe you get a little bit of glue like here on your eye or whatever, you could just go ahead and wipe that off, and you don't have to worry about it, you know, smudging or looking weird. Because I've used the black glue, because there's black glue. I'm not a huge fan of it. I personally don't like it, because I feel like it is it's easier to create a mess when you use the black glue. The clear glue is just simple, just clear. Please, for the love of God, stop using hair glue, wig glue, weave glue, whatever on your lids. That's not what it's for. Please. All right. And then this is a very important tool. You want to get yourself a nice pair of plastic eyelash tweezers. If you are a beginner, especially, these are going to be a lifesaver. This one came in a lash kit that I had. I recommend getting one that's big, that you can hold if you're a beginner. I have been using lashes for a while now, as you know, but this still comes very much in handy, and I really like the fact that it is big and it's easy to grip and hold. So, time to apply the lashes. First of all, you want to actually take the tweezers and you want to grip the side here, just like that. See? And then you pull it, just pull it down like that. And doing it like that, like I said, helps prevent any like damage to the lashes. Like, you don't want to tear or pull out any of the lash hairs, the lash fibers. All right, so now you have your lashes. What you want to do is take your lash holder this way, and you want to put your lashes in there like that. And you want to make sure that you have a nice grip on it. So make sure that the lash tool is about halfway up the lash, and then clamp down. So you have a nice firm grip on it, just like that. Just like that. And you have it like this, facing you, like this. You want to apply your glue. I prefer to use the glue with the brush tip. So this, like I said, this is my favorite brand, and it has a brush tip. So now what you want to do is you want to, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but you want to apply a thin layer. You do not need a lot. And this is where I feel like a lot of people go wrong. You apply too much glue. You really don't need that much glue. You only need one swipe. The only place where you might need a little excess glue is right here on the ends. So once you finish applying it to the strip part, I just take whatever excess is there and I just tap the ends like that. You do not need a ton of glue. So as you can see right now, the glue is white. And another very important step, once again, where I feel like a lot of people go wrong, is they just apply the glue and then they just stick it right on their eyelash. No, you want to wait until your glue is tacky. Now, a lot of people say 30 seconds. Wait for 30 seconds. I say maybe 45 seconds, okay? Why? Because I'm fancy. But no, honestly, 30 seconds is just a basic rule of thumb. But I like to, you know, wave it around, blow on it. For about 30 to 35 seconds, depending on how fast your glue dries. This glue specifically does do well at the 30-second mark. So, you know, after about 30 seconds, maybe an extra 5, so 35 seconds just to be safe, you are free, you are safe to pop the lashes on. Now you can see, I don't know if you can see, but now it's not as white. So you see some parts of it are starting to be a little bit clear. That's when you know that your lash glue is getting tacky and you are able to stick it onto your eyelid. So you see where my eyeliner is? That's where you want to apply your lash. Simple, just like that. So you want to start here. I don't know if you, this is a weird angle, but you have your lashes and you want to just stick it right in the middle, just like that. And you're putting it right on the eyeliner. And now, careful not to blink. Now you take this part with your finger and you bring it around. You bring it over and stick it. And you do the same for the other side. You bring it over and stick it. And you see how the eyeliner was the guide? Okay? And then you want to take the lashes and just kind of press into your eyelid just to be sure that it is stuck. But I guarantee you, if you wait for the glue to get tacky, you won't have any mistakes. You won't go wrong. You might have a little, if you have trouble with the placement, that's fine. But I promise you, the number one reason why people mess up with the lashes is because they do not have a lash tool and because they do not let the glue dry. Please, please let your glue dry. That's it, point blank. I'm tugging on them. Actually, I really, really like this lash glue. Like, I've had lashes on for like 12 hours straight. No lie. From like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and the glue does not budge. So, making sure that you apply eyeliner first, a nice thick band, have your lash tool, your lash tweezers, and wait for your glue to get tacky. So wait for your glue to get dry before you start sticking stuff on, because then that's when you run into trouble. If you stick to those 3 things, you will be golden when it comes to eyelashes. So as you can see, it's stuck pretty nicely onto my lid, and it's not on my eyelashes. I think I just realized that I applied my lashes on the wrong eye. So this one is supposed to be here, and this one is supposed to be here. And the reason I know that is because this side is shorter than this side. And see how this side is longer than this? That's because this is supposed to be over here. This is supposed to be over here. Okay, so we're gonna redo that. Stick here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If this helped you, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you actually followed along with me, either the first time you watched it, the second time you watched it, third time you watched it, if you had this video on while you were doing your eyebrows, doing your lashes, go ahead and comment down below lash game, hashtag lash game, hashtag brow game, and let me know. Okay, you know I like feedback. I like to talk to you guys. I like to engage with you guys. Was this video helpful? Did it help you out? Did you understand what I was trying to tell you? Just let me know. Talk to me. I have some very, very, very exciting things coming up in the month of October, and I am so excited to share them with you. I literally cannot wait. But I'm trying to contain it, and I'm trying to contain everything. And you know, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you ain't like this video, go ahead and like this video and click on the bell notification icon. I know I sound like a broken record, but hey, that's the thing. That's what we do around here. We repeat ourselves to create results, okay? To deliver whatever. I don't even know. Now I'm just rambling. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.